Hello, everyone.
We're back.
We are back, and welcome to Taking Responsibility for Your Happiness. It's not them, it's you. And we've got some new things this season, so we're going to get to it.
Yeah. If you like content about lifestyle, owning your life, owning your experiences, and just experiencing happiness, stay tuned. Because today we have
5 ways to take responsibility for your happiness.
Excellent. So, what do we have for number 1?
Number 1, honesty. Being honest with yourself for where you are in your life. With your relationships, friendships, finances, your mental health, and your physical health.
Amen. And be honest with yourself about what you want and how you have contributed to that or not. At the end of the day, where you are in life is because of you and no one else. Only you have put yourself in the position that you are in. You're either going forward in life or you're going backwards. You're not standing still because the earth and the universe is in constant rotation. So what you put out, you get back.
Yes, that's really good. And I actually have a personal example of being honest with yourself. I was saying that I am single, not by choice. Not by choice. And my dear sister here, she kept it real with me. She said, no, it is by choice. And I really had to look in the mirror and reflect and notice that, yes, even though I desire to be married, desire to be in a committed relationship, I am single because of the choices I've made.
Same here. And before I brought that information to you, I had to really take a look at myself and be like, do you want to get married or not? Because your behavior sometimes acts like, you for the streets.
Yeah.
Which one do you want? And when sis told me that, I said, you know what? It's not by choice. But then I really thought about it and was like, no, we chose this, So I had to be real with myself first before I could be real with her.
Exactly.
And that's where the honesty comes in. Like, you can't be lying to yourself and pointing the finger at your friends saying you ain't doing this and you ain't doing that. No, that's not authentic and that's not real. Be honest with yourself first, and then you can be honest with the ones that you love.
Exactly. And honesty is number 1 because it truly is the hardest, most challenging thing to do is to look in the mirror and own everything that has happened to you in your life. Everything.
My goodness.
Even as children, when you're an adult, you got to own it. You cannot continue to blame your parents and the circumstances when you were a child, because once you're an adult, you have the responsibility
absolutely
as an adult to improve your mindset, improve why you do the things that you do because of what happened to you as a child.
Exactly. And it's just, it keeps you in a position of going backwards.
Yeah.
And you're focusing on who did this to me and why they did it and oh, my parents and oh, my daddy wasn't there and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps you in a position of going backwards and looking always behind your back and not looking forward to the life that you want to live, your growth, your wellness. It's just an unhealthy behavior. So, like sis said, it is one of the most difficult things to do because you have to look in the mirror and own where you are and know that you can change it.
Definitely.
If you don't like what you see, you can change it. But if you're not honest with yourself and you keep the mirror cloudy, you won't be able to see what's really shining or reflecting through. So go ahead and get some Windex or some vinegar and water and wipe that thing down so you can have clarity about who you are and what you want out of life.
Excellent. Very true. So,
We're going for number 2.
we're going in number 2.
Y'all ready?
Determine the life you want to live. Determine. So
That's so
start.
important.
Yeah.
Because once you've been real with yourself, you can determine the type of life that you want. Because, okay, so I've been in the position several times, but in the last, I want to say 6 months, I've really come to the realization like, sis, you have this debt and you want to buy a house. Your credit score is not where it should be because you have made some unhealthy financial choices with your credit. And I can't blame my parents. Yeah, they may not have taught me all of this, but I can't blame them. I have to hold myself accountable for where I am. They didn't tell me to go swiping those credit cards. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I have to own that. So once I cleared the fog from the mirror and was like, look, this is who you are. You're irresponsible with money. So now that I know that and I'm aware, I can determine, okay, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to make these mistakes anymore. So I have the power to change my situation. And I've created some plans to do so. Simple as that. I can switch gears. I don't have to waddle or stay where I'm at. I don't. By the end of this year, I plan to be in a different situation. So it's just an example for me. Full transparency.
Full transparency. And that's what it's about. It's about determining where you want to be, developing a plan and a vision for yourself, so that you can be where you are.
Exactly.
Where you want to be.
Exactly. That too. Because some people might look at their life and be like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I like my life. I like where I am, you know. So you might see like, well, you know what? I'm real with myself. I like my life, you know. But the cliche statement is there's always room for improvement, right? So at the end of the day, you know, we have the power to create the life that we want.
Very true. And I like you saying there's always room for improvement, because if you're not growing, what are you doing?
You dying.
You dying. So
you're rotten.
There's always more to do in life, you
Absolutely.
know, while we have a chance.
Okay, so number 3.
Uh-oh.
We hear this a lot on social media, don't we?
Do.
Oh,
It's a new thing.
it's very popular right now,
is.
right?
It is.
Create boundaries.
So, if my goal is to be married, right? I have to create some type of boundaries and systems to bring that into my life. So basically, I want to talk about something that's huge. My language and my mentality.
Oh,
it's gotta change.
I
can no longer say that there's no more good men out there.
Same.
All the good men are taken, or the ones that are left just want to play. My language has to change, because that language is going to determine what I see. I'm not going to see the good ones, because I'm going to be thinking all the good ones are taken.
Mm-hmm.
Or no one wants to get, you know, no men, there aren't any men right now that want to get married. Well, that's not the truth.
It's not.
And changing what I listen to.
Oh, wait, that's a big one.
And I'm going to be listening to music that's calling women bees and hoes and the thoughts and all that. Is that going to give me what I want? So creating a boundary around what I will be willing to speak about, what I will be willing to listen to.
That's good.
Because all of that, it feeds our reality.
Absolutely.
What we internalize. So that's a huge boundary. I'm not even going to get into the type of men that you allow in your life and the behavior.
Exactly.
But just to start with you,
that's it.
It's like you got to start with what you
doing.
Exactly.
And that's taking responsibility. It's like you pointing the finger like he's no good, he's trash. Or the whole dude away and all of that. It's like, but what are you doing?
Exactly.
Because if my focus is only on the bad ones, and that's all that's going to come to me. Basically, that's what you just said. Exactly. And also, I have carve out time to rest, carve out time to achieve the things you want to achieve, and don't take no for an answer. What I mean by that is a lot of times we promise ourselves something and we let other people in our lives where it's like, well, I'm going to work out every Friday at 7. Yeah. But if somebody calls me and says, oh, well, I wanted to do this with you at 7, I should say no, because that's interfering with what I have scheduled for myself in order to create the healthy lifestyle that I want.
Yes.
Don't blame someone else for what they're doing to you. People do they do to you what you allow them to do. Simple as that. Yeah. And I love the fact that you came from a mental and a spiritual place with your creating boundaries, because a lot of times when we say create boundaries, we're talking about not letting certain people do things to us, or not allowing this and not allowing that, and no, I'm gonna tell them no. Exactly. But it's like, tell yourself no. Exactly. Because there has to be some type of discipline that's cultivated in order for you to establish any type of success. And if that means I'm not listening to so-and-so and such and such talk about how bad men are, then that's just what that means. Yeah. Because you envision the type of life you want for yourself. You don't want those type of men in your life. So why am I going to be listening to people talking about these type of men? It's simple.
It really is simple, and something so simple can really have a powerful effect on your life.
Absolutely. And that's how we have to look at it. As the glass half full instead of half empty, because sometimes we don't want to break out of our old ways and we think, well, it's been working for me. No, it has been working for you, because you don't have the life that you want, sis. And I'm talking to myself. It hasn't been working for you. You ain't all that, because what's your credit score looking like? Okay, that's just me. And what is your life looking like? It's not looking like the way that you want it. So this is all. I hope y'all see where we're going with this. This is all. It's a domino effect.
It is a domino effect, and all I gotta say is, it's a mindset shift.
It really is.
Because when you take responsibility for you, and you know that it's only you that is the creator of what you see, then you really realize how powerful you are.
Absolutely. And then you'll be able to, because Jesus says in the Bible, if you have a mustard seed of faith, you'll be able to speak to a mountain and to say, move, and it will be moved. Yeah. So think about it. Don't really look. You have the power to move mountains in your life. Yeah. Don't look at it as something being more powerful than what you are. Yes. And so everything, she said it, everything we do, everything we have starts in the mind first. But you got to go through these other steps. You got to be honest with yourself. You got to determine the type of life that you want, and you have to create boundaries, even if that means for yourself. Exactly. Like she explained. I think that was so good. Yeah. Because mostly, like I said, people talk about, oh, this person is not going to do that to me anymore, and that person, but then you still not taking responsibility. Exactly. It's like, no, I'm going to stop eating the cookies at midnight. Exactly. I'm going to stop getting the Haagen-Dazs ice cream every week. Right. Because I don't like the way I'm looking. I'm going to create some boundaries for myself. So exactly. I think that was good. And stay tuned for the last two. Yes. Number 4 and 5. They're going to be good. Yes. All right, y'all. All right. We'll be back.
See you back.